is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. It is Friday, and we are ready to rock. Although I got to tell you, I'm a little tired today. I've been up since like 5-something in the morning. So, but my wife had laser surgery today. She had to tweak one eye, so we went over the Laser Eye Center in Miami and hung out with Dr. Lascano, and so drove back and got ready for the show. So, not gonna be myself today, to be quite honest. I already feel it that I'm already tired. My wife is right now lying in the bedroom, in the dark bedroom, because she's got to have her eye closed for a couple of hours there and get some rest. But yeah. So I'm feeling the short night of sleep and waking up early in the morning. That kind of takes a little bit out of you. It reminds me of those days when I used to do the real early morning show. Oh man, I used to wake up like at 3 a.m. to get on at 5. Whew. That would do a number. And it's like, you got to take a nap. And I'm sure I'll be taking a nap later. I'll probably go after the show and lie down next to the wife for a couple of hours. Then I'll do the Crypto Bro show later on in the afternoon, because it's not going to be back to back today. That's for sure. There'll be some rest because I definitely need it. Yes, there it is. There it is, Laser Eye Center of Miami and Dr. Lascano. And if you ever do need LASIK surgery, by the way, any kind of eye surgery, they are the best. My mother-in-law, my wife, just second time, my daughter and me. So I think we kind of trust them. You know what I'm saying? The entire family goes, I think we trust them, and this has been going on for nearly 20 years that I've known them and all that stuff. So, it's a kind of relationship that that place is the bomb, and they do a great job. So thank you, Dr. Lascano, for taking care of the wife this morning. Appreciate you. He just did Carlos Zambrano, the Cubs pitcher. He did Manny Machado in the off season. He's done like a whole ton of people. So Dr. Lascano, if you want laser surgery, reach out to the Laser Eye Center Miami and tell them I sent you. Good people, big sports guy. He was wearing an Inter Miami, whatever those things the docs wear. You see him that he has it on right now. He has whatever it is. It's a blue one. What is it? It's probably something sports related. I would not be surprised. That might be even a Marlin one or something. Who knows? But I'm sure it's sports related. But he had one on of Inter Miami today when he was doing the surgery for my wife. So good stuff. Appreciate all of you out there as always. Don't forget, we have put out a new edition of the Crypto Bro Show every day this week, keeping you updated. And I'm already putting together as much news as I can for the latest edition. But we've got, 12, 13 episodes out already? I think it is, right? 13 episodes. Today will be episode 14. So please, if you want to learn a little bit more about crypto, the first couple shows were kind of rough as we were figuring things out. Now it's starting to get a lot smoother, and I'm figuring out what to do because it's a different format than what I'm used to with sports. So check it out and catch up with some of the episodes. And for those of you that want to learn about crypto and the industry and Bitcoin and the blockchain and everything else, the show is there for you now, and we're doing our best, and we're going to add to it, so we'll add more things to the Crypto Bro Show. Manny Navarro will join us at the top of the hour. So we'll talk to Manny, and we'll get the latest from the Canes, and we'll get, of course, our Big Cheese NIL and recruiting report. Do want to remind you that Welt and Rayom is a great sponsor of ours. Jeff Welt, Daniel Rayom, absolutely awesome people. 954-966-4646. Bankruptcy, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Call Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. I trust these guys with my life, man. Okay? They are just absolutely amazing. I'm so happy because over the last, year and a half, because, they've been with us for several years, but it takes a while for cases and all that. So over the last year and a half, I've just been able to hear from a lot of you, because you don't hear from somebody right from the get-go, and their case isn't done for 3 months, 6 months, a year and a half later or something, it all depends. They're all different. And it's cool over the last year and a half that I've been hearing from our listeners and our supporters. Hey, thanks, man, for turning me on to Jeff and Dan. They were awesome, and they took care of us. And so whether it's bankruptcy, whether it's homeowner property damage, condo damage, business owner claims, they can help you out. And remember, the consultation's free. So if something happened to you, you don't know if, statute of limitations have expired and it happened 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year, 2 years ago, you won't know until you ask. So please call them, 954-966-4646 for Welt and Rayom. Don't forget, you can make a donation on the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Oscar Rojas is number one in the house in Melbourne. Jamie Zorria out in San Jose. There you go. Use the QR code there for the Venmo. Let's see. Skylar Tipton, Steve Chapman, Ray, One-Eyed Jack. Today's my birthday, says One-Eyed Jack. Finns win, and a Bitcoin all-time high is coming for my B-Day. There you go. There you go. Happy birthday, One-Eyed Jack. Hope you have a great day, bro. I hope you have I hope you have a 72 Dolphins-like day. Perfect. It's what you deserve. Gus 1388, Omar Ortiega. Good morning, Bigo and Chun. Captain Saki is in Tarpon Springs. Jay Gelfin is rocking it, loving his Yankees. Adolfo is in the house. Yeah, I'm in the Crypto Bro studio right now. Yeah, I didn't change the background. Yeah, I didn't feel like it. I'm tired, man. I had to prepare and I had to travel down and wake up early as hell. And I'm a little off right now. So I didn't feel like changing the background. So I kept the Crypto Bro Show background. When you wake up that early, you know there's an afternoon nap coming. Bro, there's a morning nap coming or midday nap coming. Like right when I'm done here, I'm going to take a nap. What's never good for me, and not for, this is just something that's happened to me over my lifetime, is if I don't sleep enough, it's not so much that I'm tired, but my voice will tire out quickly and will burn out quickly, and then it will linger and hurt me for other days down the line. So I have to be very careful on days like this that I don't push it too much when it comes from my voice. So I have to kind of, and now that I added the Crypto Bro Show and all of that, the good thing is if there's a light at the end of the tunnel, I don't have a Canes post-game show this week because I'll be traveling to Indianapolis. So there will be no Canes post-game show, unfortunately. So we will miss that one. Sad. But what are you going to do? Big O, what concerns you the most about this game in Indianapolis for the Dolphins? Mike McDaniel. Because you can win this game, but you need some good coaching, or the players need to carry him. That's what needs to happen. So, it's rough, man. You're welcome, One-Eyed Jack. Thank you for your amazing support. Always tuning in every day and hopefully hitting the like button, all that good stuff. Thank you. And if you guys can visit our amazing sponsors, please. Ragin is in the house. Frankie Fresco says there won't be a Canes post-game show. No, we need it. Big weekend for Louisville. Sean will do it for me. Oh, wait, he's with me also. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Adam, thank you, sir, for the love on Venmo. Says, good morning, Big O. Safe travels to Indy. Forecast is 72 for Sunday. Hoping the roof is open for Lucas Oil Stadium. See you at the Tavern on South Sunday morning. See you there, my brother. And if you want, go by St. Elmo's or Lario's. Lario's after the game. That's even better, Adam. We're going to go to Lario's after the game for a little Italian food. So let's all head over there and have some fun. Have a good time. So after the game, Lario's. You know what I got to do? I'm going to call to make sure that because there might be it might be loaded with reservations, and I'm screwing around. I'm not even calling on us because on a game day, I would imagine that place would be kind of, has some action. I don't know if you've been to Lario's since you live there, Adam, but that is an absolutely phenomenal Italian restaurant. They do a great job. Really like that place. So Sunday night, Lario's. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? We've got no change on the Dolphins line. Colts are favored by 3. We've got Inter Miami in action this weekend. We've got Pat Riley. Let's talk a little bit about this. Pat Riley addressed the Meteors yesterday and addressed some of the issues with the Miami Heat going into this season. So I figure, I don't have the sound per se, but we can at least read the sound bites from the beat guys. And he had some interesting stuff to say, as always. I mean, Pat Riley always has, always leaves some meat on the bone, as they say. So he described this year's run with Jimmy Butler as a crucial year, since they're kind of going into the sixth year with Butler, Bam, and Tyler and all that good stuff. But he also he talked a little bit about what he's expecting. He says, look at Riley thinks everything changes, I think, for the better, with continuity and the fact that we believe in this roster. Does it mean that if we don't win this year, or if we don't go deep this year, there are going to be massive changes? No, it doesn't mean that. But they should know that this is a crucial year for them. They want to win. I mean, you got to know that if it doesn't work this year, it's going to get blown up one way or the other. He may not want to say that, and he doesn't want to put it out there like an ultimatum for this team: perform, or you guys are, going to be playing somewhere else. But you and I know that this is a year where they've got to prove something, or you got to start to just dismantle this thing because it isn't working. Okay. Now, he says the East, has gotten better, and Celtics have done an incredible job, and he's impressed with the Knicks, but he also says that the Sixers, despite adding Paul George this summer, are a little bit like us. They need to be healthy all year long. He goes, I believe in this team. I truly believe in these guys. Bam, Jimmy, Tyler, to some extent, maybe Terry, have to be better. It's always about, can you produce more? Can you be more? Can you be together more? I've seen the improvement. So I think we have a core of really, really great players who need to find another level of greatness. This is their time, so take the challenge. And here's where I got to go like this with Pat Riley. You have no great players on this team. Jimmy Butler's not a great player. He gives you, when he wants to play, great effort and becomes this overachiever type. He's an all-star. He's not a great player. Great players are like Alonzo Mourning. Great players are LeBron and Wade. Those are great players. He's the level under. And Bam's not a great player. Hell of a player, not a great player. Tyler's, he struggles to get to good. So that's where, here's where we're getting into, a little hyperball, we're just getting a little crazy overall. So I think we have a core of really, really great players. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. Just not buying that one, Oh, let's see. Riley made availability the main theme of his end of season press conference, and there seems to have been doubled down on that here. Most of his comments in May were directed at Butler, who missed 22 games and saw his numbers decline across the board. He signed a 2-year, $113 million contract, but Riley made it clear he needs to see Butler more engaged and available this season before entertaining such a long-term commitment. That, of course, has raised questions about Butler's future in Miami. So we shall see. When Riley was asked if he fears a scenario in which the Heat lose Butler for nothing, he said, I wouldn't want to. So we're going to have to see. Riley goes on to say he's going to have the ability to opt, and we're going to have the ability to extend. So I'm trying to get all of that thinking out of their heads because it's living in the present moment and playing basketball. So if there's something that's going to drag me down or him down because of that, then we're going to then we're not going to perform at a certain level. But I think he's embraced exactly where he's at. I think he understands where we're at. So basically saying, dude, you want the extension? You need to prove that you want to play. Here's my only problem with all of this. It sounds great, but I still feel like I'm getting conned by Jimmy. And what's he going to get? Like a 2-year extension? So then you have the year coming up and 2 more years. That's 3 more years. He tries this year and then coasts the next 3. You got guarantees. I'm at a point now where I wouldn't trust Jimmy Butler. That's my whole issue with Jimmy Butler now, because I saw you Lupe fiasco the bitch for the last 2 years. And something tells me you're going to bust your ass this year to get the extension, and then you're going to kick, push, and coast. That's kind of what I see. And that's the part that I'm terrified of with Jimmy Butler. And then you can't do anything about it. And it can get contentious, and Riley can get all pissed off. Jimmy's not going to give a shit. So you're locked in for 3 more years with him after this. If you give him that, I would have traded him already 2 years ago, as you all know. But whatever. This one's rough, man. This one's rough. I don't know how to handle this one. I just know how to enjoy the moment if they, decide to play hard. Big O checking in from Camfu, Greece, the islands on the southwest coast. Go Finns. Thank you, Tom. Playoff Jimmy is definitely a great player. When you get playoff Jimmy. Let's see. Thank you, Lenny, Mr. Vivinetti, Kyle Cockrell, Eric Trujillo, and Walter Olivares. Thank you all out there tuning in. And like I told you, we will have the Crypto Bro Show later on in the afternoon after this program. I'll get a little rest, and then I'll come back, and hopefully I'll feel a little bit more energized, because I got to tell you, I am not energized right now. Bitcoin is at 68,000, just in case if anybody's wondering, and the market is down 132 points. The Dow, the S&P is up 12 points, and the NASDAQ is barely down. It's like nothing. Jay Cutler arrested. That was one story I saw, and I'm like, wow, okay. Did this guy, what did he do? Did he do something stupid? Jay Cutler arrested. And I'm like, now Jay Cutler does have a standoffish way about him. I don't know if he was that with the cop or anything like that, but Jay Cutler, according to jail records obtained by TMZ, was arrested during a traffic stop on Thursday evening in Franklin, Tennessee, on multiple charges. Cutler was charged with driving while under the influence, possession of a handgun while under the influence, failure to exercise due care, and violation of implied consent law. The 41-year-old was booked into Williamson County Jail and released a short time later after posting a $5,000 bond. Okay? And that's it. Then they go to talking about his playing career and very Cavalieri and all that kind of stuff.
Jay Cutler arrested. Interesting. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The amazing Alan Blanco, he can print it, baby. He can embroider it, and he can get it done for you. Anywhere in the country, reach out. 786-618-1443. They can do all the work for you, ship it back out to your home, your business, whatever it is. Last night on the ice, the Panthers lost in overtime, 3-2, so at least they do pick up a point. Florida's 3-2-1 now on the season. Lundell and Boquist with goals. Bob had 30 saves. Saturday, they take on Vegas. What a freaking schedule, dude. Damn to open up. Anyway, in football, Canes are back in action noon on ABC. Number 6, Miami, taking on Louisville. Also on Saturday, Inter Miami. The team with the next best chance to win a championship behind the Panthers, Inter Miami. 6 o'clock, last regular season game. They host New England. The Junkies, they lost to the Guardians last night, 7-5. New York now has a 2-1 lead. 8:08 tonight, game 4. Gill and Williams towing the slab. Dodgers, they pound the Mutts 10-2. They lead 3-1 in the best of 7 series. Flattery versus Peterson tomorrow. Sunday at 1 o'clock, Dolphins visiting Indy. Indy favored by 3. Over and under is 43.5. And last night in Thursday Night Football, the Broncos defeated the Saints 33-10. Oh, one more. WNBA Finals, Game 4 tonight. Liberty at the Lynx. And tip-off will be at 8 o'clock. Liberty favored by 3. The over and under is 159.5. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Okay? Big O, your opinion on Liam Payne's death. I don't know what happened. Did he commit suicide? Was he too high to realize that he fell over the balcony or something? I don't know what happened, dude. Just sad. That's all I have for the situation. Just seems like a really, really sad situation for the young man, for the One Direction band, for the family, for all the fans. Because obviously they've got a hell of a fan base. I'm not a One Direction listener, but I know they're enormous. So yeah, I saw it. Sad story, and just wow. You know, clearly he died on impact. So I just terrible, man. Terrible. Just terrible. Whatever happened is sad. That's all. Whether he took his life or it happened accidentally or he has a substance issue that led to that, it's all tragic. It's all sad, dude. You know, that's it. The only other adjective I could use is if there was foul play, then now we're getting into a disgusting part of all of this. You know, somebody killing somebody else. But I don't think that's the case. It seems like it was one of those other things. You know what I'm saying? So just tragic. He leaves behind, I believe, an ex-wife and a child. Kids growing up without a parent or parents. Not good, man. Not good. So, yeah. As a latchkey kid, it's not fun. I can tell you that. So that's the only thing I can say. Music-wise, by the way, I guess we got a big weekend with the Swifties in town. Man, I saw the news last night. Channel 7 had 2 different live hits from Hard Rock. I mean, you know you're big as an artist when the news station locally in town is covering your event and they have 2 different reporters doing 2 different live shots at the stadium for Swift. It's crazy, dude. Okay, again, not a fan of that kind of music or anything, but total respect for what she's accomplished to power, and clearly that music makes a lot of people happy. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, hell of a weekend. You know what? Let's do a little music history and music notes. Let's do that, since that's a good lead in to all of that. Let's see. Let's get it all together here. All right. Let's go first of all with birthdays today. Zac Efron, High School Musical, born in 1987. Neo, born Schaefer Shamir Smith, the R&B singer, songwriter. He is 82 today. Let's see who else celebrating. Peter Svensson, guitarist for the Cardigans, born in 1974 on this date. Keith Knudsen, drummer, vocalist, and songwriter for the Doobie Brothers. I like it. Gary Richrath, rest in peace, Gary Richrath, guitarist for REO Speedwagon, man. Wow. Good guitarist. Kind of an underrated guy because of the band he was in, but he's a good guitarist. Passed away in 2015 on September 13th. Gary was born on this date in 1949. Let's see. Joe Egan, the man that helped create the Miami Dolphins theme song. That's right. He's a singer, songwriter, and he is with Steeler Wheels. Stuck in the middle with you, because that's who we are as the Dolphins. We are always stuck in the middle. Chuck Berry. Love it. Legendary guitarist, singer, songwriter, all that good stuff. Born in 1926. Those are musicians born on this date. Let's go with other famous folk born on this date. All right. Riley Green, country singer, is 36. Brittany Griner, basketball player, is 34. Jean-Claude Van Damme, right now he's doing a split at 64 years old. Who else celebrating birthdays today? Kind of Lindsey Vonn. There we go. It picked up a little bit there. She is 40. And Dalton Kincaid, football player, 25. And John McGinn, soccer player, he is 30. El futbolista. All right, Sean Stanley, what wrestlers do we have born on?
Oh.
Yes.
Do you hear that?
Well, we hear you. We hear you.
No, I heard a little feedback, so sorry. Simon Gotch turns 42, and Tony Storm turns 29. Those are your birthdays for October 18th, 2024.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Howdy-o, the new Cure tracks are good. Yeah, dude. I loved I listened to it when somebody, I guess you might have mentioned it to me. Here, let me see. The Cure. Alone is good, but A Fragile Thing. Woo! Outstanding. I love A Fragile Thing. So good. Alone is a jam that reminds me of Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. It sounds like it belongs on that album. That what's that song called? Alone. Alone sounds like it belongs on Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me. That's what it reminded me of. But the other song, A Fragile Thing, oh, that was fantastic. Fantastic. I heard it like 3 times on the way home. I said, oh no, I got to hear this again. I got to hear this again. Really good song. Can't wait to hear the entire album. All right, let's go with music history because, you know, we like to go over what happened in music history. Well, today is October 18th. What happened in music history on October 18th? In 1957, Paul McCartney made his live debut with the Quarrymen at the new Club Moore Hall Conservatives Club in Liverpool. In 89, during an LA gig opening for the Stones, Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose announced it would be the band's final show unless the band members got their shit together and stopped using heroin. After the incident, his bandmates promised to clean up. In 66, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first gig as a band when they supported French pop star Johnny Hallyday in Paris. In 86, Huey Lewis and the News had the #1 album in the country with their fourth effort, 4, which featured the songs Stuck With You and Jacob's Ladder. In 98, Metallica performed at the Playboy Mansion to help promote Orgasmo, the upcoming movie by South Park creator Trey Parker. And in 2000, Rage Against the Machine singer Zach De La Rocha quit the band because, according to him, the group's decision-making process had completely failed. And that, my friends, is what happened today in music history. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you all out there. What else do we have? Devin Jordan says, morning, O. What's your NFL picks this week? I'm not sure about the Steelers-Chargers game. That one is, I wouldn't touch that game. Out of the picks that I saw, let me pull it up here so I don't talk out of my ass, and I'm not like guessing here and make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. But there was only a couple games that I kind of liked and that I would actually bet on. I do like Detroit getting 1.5 from Minnesota on the road. I like that one. The Bills game is just too many points. I know the Titans suck, but man, it's just a lot of points. Let's see what else. Cincinnati, I can't trust, even though they should win, but it's at home for Cleveland, and I don't know, dude. Packers and Texans, that's a tough one too. Seahawks and Falcons, tough one. Colts, Dolphins, again, tough one. Washington and the Panthers, no. Rams, Raiders. I mean, the Raiders are a disaster, but I cannot. The Rams aren't good enough to be laying 7 points for almost anybody. You just never know. That one I don't like. I like the Chiefs getting 1.5 in San Francisco. I like that. I get Mahomes and points. I'm taking that. I think the Chiefs win that game. They have the defense for it. Steelers, Jets. I just can't touch that game. Mike Tomlin's too good of a coach. This game could be close. And they could lose by 2 points. And then you lose if you went to Steelers. It's just, that one's tough, dude. And then Monday night, Ravens at Bucks. That is too tight to call at 3.5. Yeah, I can't do that. And then Chargers at Cardinals. Oh, God, I'm not touching that. So that's about it. Those are the only games I like. Only a couple. It's not a great. It's just not a week where I'm in love with a lot of games, to be quite honest. I did take the Dolphins early in the week on Monday. I took them +4 because it's -3 now. So I did take that because I like Miami to keep it close or win it, something like that. So there you go, Devin. Appreciate you. Taylor Swift is so huge, they even have a course dedicated to her Yeah. Ramon says the new Cure tracks are great. Can't wait for the rest of the album. Agree. Steeler Wheels was a one-hit wonder, but there's a lot of great music in their brief catalog. Really? I don't know their catalog very well, but you know what? Maybe this weekend I'll hit up Steeler Wheels and cruise around their catalog and see if there's anything that I like. I have nothing against Taylor Swift, but I am really sick of her. Well, that's because you're a football fan. She's crossed over. So, I mean, look, dude, I've told you guys many, 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 many times. That bubblegum music stuff doesn't really do anything for me. So whether it's Taylor or Beyonce or whatever, music like that, you know, but hey, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, millions all over the world love those two women. You know what I'm saying? Although I told my wife today, I said, 'cause she goes to me, so if you had to go to a Taylor Swift concert, would you go? And I said, what? You mean like if my daughter was young and she wanted to go? Yeah, of course. Would I be enjoying myself? No. I would be on my phone and looking at my daughter. You know, that's what I would be doing. I'm not lying to you. I wouldn't enjoy it. I told her straight up, now, if you go to, I go, she does put on a show, so maybe I'll look because she does put on a show and effects and all that. That might be cool. And then, you know, I told her, now, if you take me to Beyonce, I won't care about her music either, but, you know, if I'm going to pay, then I'll pay to be up close. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's different. So I'm just looking at the eye candy for 2 hours. Don't really care what she says. It's kind of like watching Univision and Telemundo and watching the soap operas. Do I give a shit what they're saying in the soap operas? No, dude. I just stop because there's a smoke show on the soap opera, on the Telemundo soap opera, and you're like, wow. You know, you're like, that's impressive. All right. Those fine-ass weather ladies. Are you really paying attention to what the weather is tomorrow? Honey, what was the weather like? Oh, it's, she said it's going to be cloudy. Woman said it was going to be like sunny, isn't going to rain for like the next 4 days. Guy didn't even pay attention. Wife's asking in the background, oh, what'd she say about the weather? Oh, shit, I wasn't even paying attention to the weather. I was looking at her fine ass. You know, that's kind of what it is, you know. So if you send me to the Beyonce concert, all right, well, I'll be entertained because she's a very good-looking woman. She's got skills beyond her musical gifts. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at Taylor the same way. Soy Latino. Latin guys don't find Taylor Swift attractive. You know, it's a law. It's I'm going to stereotype. The Latins and the brothers aren't really the peoples that find the Swift very attractive. We're not into the bean poles. We're just, in general, I'm just saying. I can speak for the Hispanics, and you know what? I'm going to speak for the brothers too out there, because the brothers and the Hispanics kind of have the same. They like their women like guitars, you know. It's just the way it is. It's kind of the way we are. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood. Can't do anything about it. You know, we see curves, and that's the danger we like ahead. You know, that's kind of the way we are. So I can stereotype. I can go out on a limb. I'm really going out on a limb for my brothers out there. Boy, I'm going out on a limb on the brothers out there that they like women with curves. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, the brothers are going to be insulted with me out there. Anyway, let's see what we have here. Oh, do you think the NBA will ever raise the height of the hoop or move the 3-point? No, I don't think so. I mean, the 3-point line, you can't move it back anymore because you can't move it out anymore. You understand? It's got to be an arc, and there's not much space between the arc and then the out of bounds. So you're going to have to expand the court. And to do that, guess what you got to eliminate? Seats. What happens when you eliminate seats? You eliminate money. They're not doing that. So it'll stay the way it is. You'll just have to shoot farther and still get 3. That's all. Let's see. The Commanders is a lock with the points. Devin, it's a lock on the win. Are you going to give up that many points? No, man, it's too much, Devin. I hope you win, brother, but I'm never comfortable in an NFL game to give up that much. And I know it's Carolina, right? Carolina's like so bad. God, they are bad. When you have a bad owner, it's really tough, dude. NorCal says, trimming my girls, they smell great and make you feel good. Puff, puff, give. He's talking about because, he's got all kinds of green trees at home. So NorCal is cutting away. Let's see. This generation loves factory-made music. They're told what to sing, how to dance, and how to dress. Nothing original. Yeah. But pop music has always been kind of like that. From, you know what I'm saying? When I look at Taylor Swift and I see the Archies, it's kind of the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's all. It's just different. In our day, it wasn't Taylor Swift. It was Donny Osmond. And they call it puppy love. That's all. In our day, it was just a little different. But it was still poppy and just different kind of artists, but it still existed, that kind of stuff. Anyway, Univision soaps. A buddy and I couldn't understand a word they said, but we watched all the time and added our own dialogue. Exactly. That's it. But the women that are on those telenovelas, you guys know it. Nobody can argue that. I mean, nobody can argue that. By the way, Manny Navarro is set to join us, and Bitcoin has hit 68,482. We've been screwing around with 67.8, 67.9, and we were at 67.6 at 8 a.m. And now we're at 68,482. And so we're going to bust a bunch of shorts here, and this could catapult us to 69 or 70. I had a little fun and I know how it always ends up. It always ends up with the negative. I put out a poll question on Twitter, and it's usually like this. Let me see. Where is it? Right. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is, right? And there we go. And there we go. So I put out a poll question. Will Bitcoin hit today 69, 70, 70 over 71K, or stays in the 67, 68 range? Because if I change that to it's going to hit 20K and dump to 20K, it would have been number one. It's all the most negative, whatever it is out of the four choices, the most negative one is the one that gets the most votes every single time. And that's as long as you have more people not believing than believing, that's what you're going to get. It's funny. That is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Don't forget, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Don't forget, Acura of Pembroke Pines. The Acura Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report every Monday with the one and only Ira Winderman. And, of course, go see Larry Schlossberg and Pat Nasto and Tony Stampone. They've got the happy new model year going on right now, 3.9% financing for 60 months on the 2025 Integra. Man, that thing is beautiful. $339 a month. The ZDX, get electrified. Never have to go to a gas station again. Never have to grab that nasty-ass gas pump. Yeah, come on, man. That thing is dirty. All you got to do is charge at home. You take the charger home with you, man. 0.9% financing. They get that thing installed right away. They've got up to 72 months. $479 are the lease features right now. 3.9% financing for 60 months on the RDX 2024 model. You can get it as low as $379 a month. That is a steal. And take it from a guy that has watched both his daughter and his wife. So my wife still owns her RDX. Absolutely awesome vehicles. Go check it out at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Finest dealership in the business, baby. It is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, 68,534. Well, this is headed to 69, 70. I think we're going to hit 70 today. I really do. I really think we're going to hit 70, and we're going to all-time highs next week, man. Maybe the weekend. Let me tell you something. Once it starts pumping, and I'll talk a little bit more about it on the Crypto Bro Show, but once it starts pumping on weekends, that's officially the bull market, because retail is the one that gets in on the weekends. Okay. And right now, I mean, I could give you so many things, but I'll save the stuff for the show. And please catch up with all our Crypto Bro shows. Watch yesterday's show and Wednesdays and Tuesdays, so you can catch up with a lot of the news, a lot of the things going on, so you can understand Bitcoin or crypto and so many other things. And for those of you that hung in there throughout the bear market, God bless you. You have earned this. And you're going to enjoy a nice run here, which is really, really cool, man. Really, really cool. I think Miami wins this game. The Colts defense is trash, plus Jonathan Taylor isn't playing. Is it official that he's out? I haven't seen that. Did you see that, Sean? Is it official that Jonathan Taylor's out? Because I heard it was up to almost game time, I think they were talking about, possibly. Not sure. But if he's out, I don't know, man. I just don't fear Anthony Richardson at all. That's where I think Miami got the break. Much tougher game with Flacco at quarterback. Much tougher game. Morning, Owen Sean, working and smashing it. Dirty old man, you. There you go. What, am I going to lie? What am I going to lie? I told my wife in the car last night, well, I'll go to Beyonce, just put me up in the front rows. And then she's like, well, she'll put on a good show. And of course she'll put on a good show. But she's going to look good putting on a good show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being honest, dude. Just being honest. You think Tua comes back? That's guaranteed, Sam the man. He's coming back next week, bro. They just can't tell you that, and he's got to practice so they can officially take him off. When the guy went to Seattle, it was over. He's fine. How do you go to Seattle the week after? We are learning that Tua gets concussed easy, but he recovers quickly. So he's got a tough noggin in that sense, that it bounces back. So it gets shook up, right? Kind of like a snow globe. It gets shook up, And then the snow is all over. His eyes are all over. And then it settles out. The snow went back down to the ground. His eyes are normal now. Fingers are ready to work the football. He bounces right back. That he has shown us that already. Remember Buffalo? Son of a bitch was knocked out in that game in the halftime. He was walking. He was walking like Pookie from New Jack City after his 7th trip to the pipe. To the Enterprise. Beam me up, Scotty. And then he comes out in the second half. Isn't that the game that he threw a ball between 2 safeties downfield in the fourth quarter or some shit like that? Am I right? Is that the Buffalo game? Do you remember what I'm talking about? I think that game in the second half, he hit a receiver downfield on a 3rd or a 4th down. Why am I remembering that?
I remember that play. I just don't know what team it was against. There was a play that happened like that.
Talking about the one you're remembering now is the 4th down against New England where he split the safeties, right? That's probably the one you're talking about because that one was very memorable in his rookie year, I believe. But I want to say in that Buffalo game, he hit somebody downfield on a 3rd or 4th down. It was a money throw. I forgot. Somebody will have to help me on. Maybe I'm wrong. Might have been another game, another Buffalo game. But I know in one of the Buffalo games, and I think it was that one that he got concussed. Because it wasn't concussed. It was neck. Because, your neck. That's all. Maybe Tua was practicing his hula dancing. He is Hawaiian, so you never know. We all got to practice our hula dancing every once in a while. Make sure we're good at it. Okay? How his ad about Trump forgot about Puerto Rico is impactful? What? Miami and clutch in the same sentences. Yeah, that's tough to say. You are correct. Taylor is still a game time decision. Last I heard. Well, Adam is there in Indy. That's what I heard. So he's still a game time. Viper Space Flight says, morning, I haven't had a car for a few years. Saving, working from home. Best way to get a decent car without going into debt. Yeah, get Bitcoin. I thought about this. I was going to talk about it on the show a little bit because I've already hinted on a couple things. If you own your home, why are you buying insurance? Buy Bitcoin. Buy a Bitcoin instead. And that way you never have to pay for home insurance again for the rest of your life because it's only going to skyrocket. Oh, you're getting married, young couple out there? Yeah, Harris wants to give you a little break, $25,000 break for a home. It's like $500,000, $750,000. Yeah, that'll help out after 30 years. Buy a Bitcoin now, husband and wife, fiancés. Get all your money. Buy a Bitcoin. And guess what? That Bitcoin in a couple years will buy you a home, and you'll never have to be paying for it. Oh, wait a minute. You have 3 kids, 4 kids. You want them to go to college. You going to pay for that? Buy a Bitcoin. It'll grow enough so you can send them all to college. I was just thinking, I was brainstorming for people. You're going to spend way more money on a house than on a Bitcoin. You're going to spend way more money on 3 kids going to college than 1 Bitcoin. I was saving this for the show, but, since you brought it up to me, and I started to think about so many different ways you can use and leverage a Bitcoin to help you in life. It's crazy, dude, but it's true. So if you're raising 3 kids and they're 5 and 6 and you're like, oh my God, how in the hell am I going to pay for college? By the way, if one of them or 2 are a girl, you get a Bitcoin, you're not only paying for their colleges, you might be able to pay for a wedding too. All when you just paid for one Bitcoin. I get it. Those of you that don't believe in it, well, okay. By the time you believe in it, it'll be too late for you to do what I'm telling you to do. But anybody that knows what I'm talking about, they're all saying, that's fucking genius, oh. They're all saying, that's fucking genius. Because I had several kids and it broke me having to send them to college. I had a couple daughters. I had to put up a couple weddings. That broke my ass right there. I bought a house and I have been leveled to that house for decades. You know what I'm saying? So just think about stuff like that. That it's a little outside the box, but it could really be an absolute monster move for you all out there. Anyway, and so for you, Viper, you buy a little bit of you don't even have to buy a whole Bitcoin to get a car. And let it grow and you'll pay off the car. You won't even have to pay any interest. Let it grow, you'll buy your condo, your house, you won't even have to pay anything. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. If Anthony Richardson starts and struggles, do you think they bench him and put Flacco in? Maybe. They want to look for a playoff spot too. So it could be a possibility. I have a Bitcoin boss just awaiting the rise, been in the game for a while. There you go. Good for you, bro. Big O, should the Dolphins go after Jamal Adams? No. What else? Oh, you look like an albino with that bright light. Let's see. Is that better? No, right? It's like weird, bro. My light is weird. Is that better right there? Is that better? See, there I have very little light. But I look more natural there, right? I look like a normal human being like that, right? So should I keep it like that? Do I keep it like that instead of bright light, making things with light? I'm sorry. These are things that are just in my head. They come out. I don't know how it happens, but it's just, I'm Mr. Jingle. All right, let's take a break. Hour number 1 is done. We expect Manny Navarro with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report, followed up with our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report. That, my friends, is next in hour number 2 of the Big O Radio Show. And it is all mastered by the one and only Sean Stanley.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-NE.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Feeling good. Oh, I had that nice piece of lasagna from the Big Cheese. Put a big smile on my face, man. I'm a happy man.
Yeah, man, of course, definitely. We all had some food, and people walked away some prizes. So it was a good day there at the Big Cheese, as always, man. I mean, give me a break. It's the Big Cheese. All right, dude. So this week, talk to us about Tyler Show. What do you know about Tyler Show?
Well, Tyler Shuck. It's pronounced Shuck, by the way. It's not Show. Yes.
So Shuck.
It's a tough one to pronounce, so I got you. I feel you. I had to learn that one myself.
It is or something. It's GH. Yeah. I thought it was a show. I don't watch.
Yeah, it's with a. It sounds like CK at the end, not GH, but that's the way it's pronounced. Anyway, he's good. He's a good decision maker. 4th in QBR in the ACC this season, averaging 9.1 yards an attempt. So he doesn't throw the ball short. He's going down the field. He's stretching it out. 14 touchdowns, 3 picks. Can run the ball too. He's not just a statue back there, so if he needs to escape, he can do that. And he's got a really good couple of receivers there. Ja'Cory Brooks, who's actually a Miami area kid, signed with Alabama. Went to IMG Academy, but grew up here in South Florida. Went to Booker T. Washington High School before he transferred, and he's been a solid guy, probably the number 1 or number 2 receiver in the ACC, depending on whether or not you believe him or Xavier Restrepo are the best receivers. And they got another guy, Colin Lacey, who's a dangerous threat. So I think this Louisville offense with Shuck, he won Mario Cristobal a Pac-12 title at Oregon. I think it's a dangerous offense, and this is probably the toughest team that Miami has left in the regular season schedule.
So who covers Brooks?
Good question. I think Daryl Porter Jr. probably gets the assignment most of the day because he's the most experienced guy. He's given up some size to Brooks, but he's done that with other guys in the past. I'm sure they will spy him with a safety over the top, make sure that he doesn't get free for any big plays. But, look, man, to me, this all comes down to Miami's tackling. Do they force Louisville to have long drives, or do they give up explosive plays? The last time we saw this defense, they were giving up a lot of explosive plays to California, who isn't even that good on offense. So that's the challenge this week. Does a guy make a catch on the field? Sure, but do you wrap up?
This kid's got 6 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, he knows how to get in the end zone.
Yeah, no, and he's 6'3", I just saw there. So the DB's giving up about 4 inches, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be tough. He's got to be physical. Try to knock him off his spots.
Porter's what, like 5'11"?
Porter's about 5'11". Yeah, but he's the most experienced guy you've honestly got back there, because Damari Brown is the best physical guy you have back there, but he's hurt. He's been out the whole season. I don't think Deani Hill is really a good matchup for him. Deani Hill's more of a nickel guy. Maybe Jadis Richard if he has a good day, but I don't think Jadis Richard is as good as Daryl Porter Jr. So it's going to be a tough matchup for Miami, which is why you need that pass rush to get to Tyler Shuck all day.
Let's hope Bain and the boys can get it done, because they're going to have to. Because I'm looking at it here, they've got their top 2 guys in average, Brooks and Bell, not by yards. Bell is not a by yards. Well, actually, no, by yards also, but it's 19.1 for Brooks and 19.5 for Bell per catch, dude. So these guys, I mean, these are big play guys. The guy you're talking about, Lacey, he's at 11.1. So the other guy's 12.7, 11.1, 12.1. But Brooks and Bell are 2 pain in the asses they're going to have to deal with.
Well, Bell is a solid guy, but I think Lacey is probably the more talented. He's a guy who was highly productive coming over from South Alabama. So again, what you don't want to do is give these guys room in the secondary, where you have to make these really tough tackles in space because they're going to get by you. And so that's why Miami has to play smart on the defensive end. Even if you give up a catch, do not give up the 70-yard touchdown. Give up the 20-yard pass and start over and hope that the next play you get to the quarterback and don't allow him to get that pass off.
All I can tell you is, and you're right, but this Bell kid in the last game had 2 catches against Virginia for 58 yards.
Yeah, they're big play guys. I told you he averaged 9.1 per pass attempt. That's a healthy average, brother.
Yeah, bro. All these guys, and that's where I'm really concerned about. The secondary hasn't shown me that much for the game.
We knew that was going to be the case. We knew that was the weakness coming into the season.
And that's what you said. That front 7, they're going to have to live off that front 7 on Saturday. They're going to have to live off those guys. Those guys need to get off blocks, and they need to pressure this kid and hurry him up. And how's the running game for Louisville? Because Miami cannot allow them to run either. You know what I'm saying?
Well, their running back Isaac Brown, who's a kid out of Homestead. I just finished putting him on the midseason freshman All-American team. He's got 500 plus yards rushing. I think he's averaging over 8 yards a carry. Remember, Louisville went out and they got Donald Chaney Jr., who was a solid backup here for Miami. Had big expectations before we had the series of knee injuries. They also had Kewan Brown, and was a redshirt freshman, and Isaac Brown has basically come in and wrestled the job away from all of those guys. because he's just so damn fast and explosive. He catches balls out of the backfield. He's got 14 catches this season. So he's not just a guy who you hand the ball off to. He can be dangerous in space out in the flat. So yes, I think, you're facing again, this is probably Miami's toughest regular season test left on the schedule. I think Georgia Tech is another game you got to keep your eye open for because they have a really good offense and a really, really good offensive line. That's going to be an entirely separate challenge. And then Syracuse, of course, has Kyle McCord, who's been putting up huge numbers. Got Arande Gadsden's kid. There will be challenges over the second half of the season for Miami. And this one on Saturday against Louisville will be the toughest or one of the toughest.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it will test them, and it's a nice road test for them. That's the other thing, that they're getting a couple of these kind of games, the Florida atmosphere, so this is good for them also as it gets them prepared for, hopefully an ACC championship game.
Yeah, and again, you've had Jalen Rivers out, you've had Ruben Bain out. You want those guys that are two of your best players. I mean, you could make the argument behind Cam Ward, they're number 2 and number 3 best players on the team with how valuable they are. You need those guys to start to get in sync and start to develop a rhythm, right? So those are all things that I'm looking forward to here over the second half. How does Miami do in road atmospheres? Because let's face it, after the ACC championship game, you're assuming you're getting into the college football playoff. You're gonna be in some tough environments and some really good teams. So you have to be ready to perform. And yes, I'm looking forward to Saturday for all of those reasons. So
yeah, no, definitely. Miles Deep wants to ask you, is Elijah Lofton playing against Louisville this week?
Yeah, I mean, as far as I understand it, he is healthy and is going to be out there. So if he is, I think he's a guy that again, a super freshman, super talented guy that Mario was excited about in the preseason. I know he took a tough hit to the ribs against Cal that you saw him kind of limp off the field. But Elijah Lofton has been a guy that throughout his career has taken big hits. He played running back a ton at Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas and was in those big hits, getting those big hits from linemen, etc. So I think he's a tough guy. I expect to see him out there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You got your answer, my man. We'll see Lofton there. And then this is another nice stage for Cam Ward too, because while it's a noon game, right? It's a nooner, correct?
Noon on ABC. So everybody in the country will be watching that one.
That was the thing. It's on ABC. So this is another showcase game for Cam and chasing that Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're going to get good competition. Ashton Genty is the favorite right now. I think most people have fallen in love with him because he's putting up Barry Sanders type numbers at the running back position. We don't see, again, this is what I told you. It's funny, we're talking about this, but I mentioned this all to you in the preseason. I said there's a fatigue in terms of the Heisman voters always picking a quarterback, right? Travis Hunter, he's one of the leading leaders right now for the Heisman because he plays two positions, offense and defense, the Shohei Ohtani of college football. And then you got a running back right now who's special. Everybody wants to see somebody else besides a quarterback get it. So Cam Ward is going to have to be really, really, really special, I think, for himself to have a real good shot at the Heisman. I think Miami has to go undefeated, and I think he's got to be the reason why they're a top 2, top 3 ranked team at the end of the season, 13-0 going into the playoffs.
You're talking about the Boise running back, right?
Yeah, Ashton Genty. Yep.
So, but are they going to go undefeated?
Well, they've only got one loss right now to Oregon, but he is putting up ridiculous numbers every single week. He's way ahead in the race for the rushing title, and they have a chance to basically make the playoff. They will probably be the quote unquote Group of 5 champion. They've got UNLV left on the schedule. UNLV is obviously a pretty good team, but they almost won at Oregon, which, for a lot of people, the way Oregon is right now, number 2 in the country, that the fact they only lost one by a field goal says, well, they're better than just your average Group of 5 school. So I think Genty right now, as long as Boise State continues to do what it's doing and stays, nationally relevant, I think he'll have a really strong chance to win it.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. If they pick up a couple losses and Cam's undefeated, I don't know, and the quarterback, it's still the toughest position to play in all.
I agree.
So I just kind of
wins and losses affect the Heisman race quite a bit. But I will say this, last year Jaden Daniels won it.
and the quarterback who's the key to the victories for the Canes.
Yeah,
here becomes he's a real MVP. We're not just talking about a Heisman. We're talking about like this guy is an MVP of. He is the definition of what an MVP is supposed to be.
Absolutely, and I think on paper right now, if you were to break it down in terms of percentage of credit, right, that Miami deserves, or that Cam Ward deserves for Miami, I would say he's probably 75% of the reason they're number 6 in the country right now. Yeah. And you can certainly make the same argument for Ashton Johnson at Boise State. He is that entire offense. So you're right. I think that's what ultimately MVPs and Heisman winners are. They are truly invaluable to their team.
All right, dude. What do you think about the spread in this game? What do you?
Yeah, I think Miami's going to win I think Miami's going to cover it. I just think Louisville, their defense for whatever reason has been giving up some big plays. If you watch the SMU game, you watch the Notre Dame game. Notre Dame doesn't have a great offense. They give up some points and they give up some plays. And Ashton Gelati, who's an excellent defensive lineman for them, only has 2 sacks this year. Their secondary isn't bad, but I think without a pass rush or without a serious pass rush that is getting in the face of the quarterback, I think they're kind of ineffective. So I think this is a game that Miami wins and covers the spread.
So you're laying the 5, okay? How about the over and under of 60.5? That's a lot of points, but I'm kind of expecting a lot of points in this game.
Yeah, I would probably take the over as well. I think both Miami and Louisville's defenses are going to give up points. I could see them both giving up more than 30 points in this game. It is a lot. 60.5 is a lot, but I think it'll be right around that number.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Visit our friends at Caneswear. Use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off there at Caneswear. And remember, if you order online, you can use our code BIG010 to get 10% off. But if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. This is your Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
All right. Well, in the open, let's find out who's the Big Cheese. Well, so far, the Canes have 22 Big Cheeses that are committed to them.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the next one? Who's the next Big Cheese to get committed?
Well, I think somebody that the coaching staff has felt pretty good about, and they've been recruiting now for a while, is a linebacker, Kellen Wiley, 4-star out of Seffner Armwood. 6'4", 225, big time linebacker, kid that's really, I think, come on strong as a high school senior. Yesterday Miami sent an offer to Bradley Gompers, who's actually a Duke commitment. He's a 6'5", 215-pound linebacker / edge rusher from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Catholic. You remember that school, don't you?
All the time.
But I think they're in the running really to get Wiley. I think he's probably going to be the next one. When that happens exactly, I'm not sure. We do have the early signing periods in early December. So we have basically about 6 weeks left. I don't think we're going to see a huge rash of commitments, but if I had to put money on anybody at this point, it'd probably be Wiley.
All right. And if we get him a little lasagna, maybe some stuffed shells from the Big Cheese, then I think we'll get him committed. So it's not just NIL. You got to get him good food.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
got to give it all, man. You got to give them the full South Florida experience, right? And taking them down to the beach, taking them down to
the Big Cheese.
the Big Cheese, all the fun party spots in South Florida. He'll happily oblige.
I'm with you there. All right, Elijah Griffin, the 5-star defensive lineman. Talk to me about him.
Yeah, he's going to be announcing today, I think around 1:20 p.m. There's a ceremony at his school. Kid goes to Savannah Christian Prep in Georgia. He's a guy that Miami has been hot and heavy after for a long, long time. He's a 5-star defensive lineman, big kid. The problem for Miami is that Georgia has remained in the hunt for Elijah Griffin. He's a Georgia boy. He got his first offer from Georgia when he was in the 8th grade. And so I think everyone is sort of projecting that Griffin, when he makes his announcement today, will be picking the Georgia Bulldogs over Miami and USC. But again, this is also, we're in an era where a lot of these kids love to pull a surprise. So tune in and watch, see what happens when he makes his announcement. Maybe he surprises us all and picks Miami, but I think the safe bet is that he'll pick the Georgia Bulldogs.
If Griffin is looking at this team, are there a lot of people in front of him to play, or would he be coming in because he's 5-star and he'll get what's it called, an opportunity early on?
Well, Mario's proven he'll play freshman, right? He's done that all throughout his career here at Miami. Did it with Francis Mauigoa last year, right?
You earn it, you play. If you earn it, you play. That's it. That's who he is. He doesn't give a shit where you come from.
He doesn't care. OJ Frederic has been in the starting lineup. He's played a ton at cornerback at a position that we knew was weak coming into the year. So freshman came in, earned his spot. Look, Miami's recruited the defensive line position extremely well. You go back to last year, they signed 3 5-stars on the defensive line: Armando Blunt, Marquise Lightfoot, and Justin Scott. Justin Scott is a guy that everybody thinks is going to be a huge terror in college football starting next year and the year after. Right now, Miami doesn't need him. They've got enough depth, and they're in a situation where he can redshirt and adjust to the game and play, 10, 15 snaps a game if needed. But I think it's such a deep position that if you do not get Elijah Griffin, it is not the end of the world. And not only that, but the way that Miami, they signed 8 guys on the defensive line last year. That's a lot of bodies in front of you. So I can understand why Elijah Griffin probably looks at Miami's depth chart and says, it's just too many other guys that have a year head start on me there. Whereas Georgia, they've got it humming every single year, right? Even though they're not number 1 in the country going into this game at Texas, it's Texas who's number 1. But Georgia at least is cranking out guys every year to the NFL at the defensive line position. That's the next step for Mario, is to try to get some of these guys drafted so that you start building the same sort of recruiting tool for yourself, where everybody says, well, not only will I go to Miami and play because I get the opportunity as a young player, but I'm going to be in the NFL after 3 years. And that's what's going to get you guys like Elijah Griffin.
All right. Good shit there. The early signing period, or day that is, has been pushed up to December 4th to the 6th. How does that change things for Miami at all?
Well, last year and in the last couple of years, it's been the 3rd week in December. So now what happens is you don't have that extra visiting period, right? Where people could come in and take a visit right before signing. It's fine. To be honest with you, the majority of these kids now, if you follow recruiting, all of these commitments, you look at Miami's recruiting class. I'm going to call it up right now on my screen. They've had 1 player commit since the football season started. Okay. And that was when they flipped the wide receiver from Florida, Joshua Moore, 2 weeks ago. Everybody else has been committed since June, July, August, or if not earlier, right? Quarterbacks commit so much earlier now. So the majority of kids take their visits in the summer. And what they end up doing, if you have any visit at all, it's basically turned into you visit for the game. And that's what Miami is doing. They're going to have visitors next week on campus for the Florida State game, to be here for the Florida State game. And you're going to have other guys down the road when they play Wake Forest. I think they've got Duke on the schedule after FSU. So those will all be games where you can bring the kids in, kind of have them be around the players, be in your atmosphere. Hopefully at that point, Miami's still unbeaten and top 5 in the country. And so you have that environment, you have people excited about the program, and that's going to be far more important than an official visit. So in the end, how does it affect it? You don't get that last visit in, the last official visit in anymore, because everybody's still playing football.
All right, good shit. And I think bringing him to a game is actually a good thing because now you're playing well. Now you're getting good results.
Yeah.
Now you're a lot more exciting. You know, bringing him to a game wasn't necessarily enticing in the past.
Right.
Now it's getting a lot better. There are more people in the stands. There's a better atmosphere. So now even the recruits get a better experience. I think I like that overall. All right, what do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out, my friend, and subscribe?
Well, I mentioned earlier that I posted the freshman midseason All-America team when we did the previous segment. So if people want to go and check that out. No Hurricanes made the list this year. OJ Frederic was close at DB, but there were some other guys that made it ahead of him. And not only that, we got the latest ACC power rankings. Grace Rayner and I just churned that out, kind of a midseason look at every team in the ACC, what's going well for each team, what's going poorly for each team. Not a lot to report on Miami because things have been going really well. But for other teams in the ACC, future opponents, you can see what is ailing them before they face Miami.
All right, good shit. Follow them on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Manny, have a great weekend, my brother. Enjoy the game tomorrow. We will catch up on Tuesday.
Absolutely, brother. You too. Take care.
Thank you, sir. That is the great Manny Navarro with our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right. We will be in Indy tomorrow, and we're going to be at Tavern on South tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry, on Sunday, broadcasting live our pre- and post-game show. So if you live in Indianapolis, come on out and join us for the pre-game, for the post-game. Have some fun, man. Come on out. All right. And by the way, the 305 Sports Babe, she has got a spread going on that is awesome there for our pregame show. It's got all kinds of stuff. You can see it down there. They've got, what is it? Meatballs with teriyaki, smoked wings, mozzarella sticks, flatbread pizza, taco nacho bar, salad, cheeseburger, sliders, kettle chips, brownies, and cookies, all kinds of stuff. So you could join us for the pregame show, stuff your face, and then the stadium is a block away from Tavern on South. So just walk over to the game and you're ready to rock and roll, man. It's going to be fun. And apparently Adam just told us that it's going to be in the 70s. That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty damn good. Ocala Joe, thank you, sir. Very kind of you. Appreciate you. Made a Cash App donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Says a little donation to the Dirty Old Man Club. That's right. That's right. There you go. What are we going to deny it? When you're hot, you're hot. You got to just say it. You're hot. Oh, man. What do we got going on? Bitcoin at 68,439. So it kind of got over that 68 hump, and now it's finding a floor here at 68. Let's see if it can get to 69 because it's pretty much liquidating shorts here in the low 68s. So it should be popping it to 69 or 70. Interesting that it hasn't. Let's see. Richardson is less predictable than Flacco, which makes him more dangerous. Richardson is dangerous because he's an athlete, but he's not an accurate passer. And he's very injury prone. I don't know, man. I have no fear of that kid whatsoever. And yes, he is. The Lord gave him incredible gifts, but he has not been able to polish that up to be a great passer. He's just an athlete and a thrower, not even a passer. Big O relived my 80s youth last night by going to see the concert Men at Work. You were right. Colin Hay still has a good voice, and he sounded just like he did back in the 80s. Yeah, no, he sounds great. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah. Good for you, man. Good for you. That is a band that Men at Work is like one of those bands that at first they weren't taken serious. You know what I'm saying? Because of the Be Good Johnny and stuff like that. And then Who Can It Be Now was kind of a funny video and all that. To me, once they did Overkill, that was like, come on, man. You know, that Overkill is such an amazing song. God, it's such a good song. That is my favorite Men at Work. That's one of my favorite songs, period. I can listen to Overkill just over and over and over and over again. It is an absolutely masterpiece of a song. Because a lot of their, first album, it was kind of fun songs, and then when they did Overkill, it was like, okay, now we're talking. Now these guys are taking it to another level. And so I'm glad you saw him, Oscar. I'm glad you saw him. I've seen Colin a couple times, and it's always worth it. It's always worth it, man. He's a treasure from the music biz. No doubt about that. All right. By the way, Bitcoin crossed 68,515. So maybe we do get our 69 or 70 today. Who knows? Who knows? All right. We thank Manny Navarro. We thank, of course, Sean Stanley. We thank all of you that tuned in, those of you that sent in a super chat. If you also sent in a Cash App or Venmo, thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I'm cutting it a little shorter than I normally do, but I'm a little tired. I still have to do a Crypto Bro show, which I'll come back in the afternoon. I am going to rest a little bit and recharge the battery. There isn't really a ton to talk about, to be quite honest. I've kind of talked about all the issues that we could talk about throughout the week overall. And yesterday wasn't anything earth-shattering that went on. So pretty much covered everything that's going on. You all have a great weekend. We'll be back in a couple of hours with the Crypto Bro Show. Appreciate all of you out there. Thank you to Sean Stanley. We will see you on Monday morning, same time, same place, same bat channel.